All right, everybody, how's it going today? Hope everybody's had a good day today. Thank you for your time. All right, do y'all get ready for this weekend here? We got this NFR thing out here in Las Vegas. This a rodeo, man. That thing is big business. I met all kinds of different people, you know, that are in that business, and I tell you, that business is something fascinating. All right, it's like its own world. And don't you know they make something like $4 billion a year, like with this national rodeo thing. All right, I mean this thing keeps getting bigger and bigger. All right, so I want to talk about here like Brittany Grinder. I did hear about, saw a few articles like on the NBC News. Um, Heard a couple of other podcasters that were talking about it. One of my boys or whatever made a rant because he played ball with. All right, there was a Marine had made a rant about one of the prisoners in Russia that he would a lot of people would love to see get out, and they didn't get out. Even the United States, even government, all right, wanted to see that guy get out. Okay, but she got out yesterday, and she flew home and ended up meeting up with her family. Okay, uh, and so forth. So she was there for a total of like 10 months, something like that. All right, and that's great. You know, um, to see her reunite with her family. All right. So one of the many people that are stuck in other countries, maybe POWs. All right. And they have still quite a few. But for the most part, okay, I wanted to talk about this swap a little bit. All right. It's my understanding that the swap was for some type of weapons dealer or something like that. All right. To where, again, there was a Marine guy that was accused for spying in Russia, and he ended up, you know, being stuck there since 2018. Okay, so I guess the way that works is, I don't know. I hate to say this, y'all, but it kind of like works like sports or whatever. You know how, like, to get maybe a certain person that they want, probably have to trade into one or two, I don't know, uh, second round or third round draft, maybe to get, I don't know, a first round draft or get the player that they want. You know, I'm thinking for this guy to be, traded off like that, he must have been somebody important, all right? Somebody in, so they're probably not going to do like if you got a B plus for, or rather than an A, probably rather trade a triple A, all right? They don't want the B plus or whatever, all right? They want the A, all right? Again, A plus, okay? So they're probably going to go with the best options. I do agree that the guy, the poor Marine guy should have been, sent home and all that. All right. But I guess this is just not his time. But I digress. I'm just saying my theory on how that works. But I'll tell you something that I know. I've been to the Middle East. I've stopped at places through Europe, spent time out there and all that, Korea. So I've been to enough places to know this, okay? That unlike the Western world, you can't do things out there in that part of the world, okay, the way that they do things here. It's a lot more liberal. People are more free spirit, a lot more free spirited. They have more rights out here, particularly in North America, all right, or even like Western Europe, okay. In fact, America, they have really more is more liberal here than anywhere, okay. Uh, but particularly if you're in Eastern Europe, the Middle East, and Asia, okay, you have to look at that. They're very dogmatic and they maintain a very hard stance. Okay, it's to my understanding when I look at these different celebrities that, like on Vlad TV, that people come over there to Russia and they do smoke weed, okay? But see, the thing is, all right, you're not going to be allowed to bring that stuff out, through customs. And that's what got Brittany Grinder in trouble in the first place, okay? So that's one thing that you're going to probably have to do when you go to these different countries, people. If you travel a lot, or if you want to travel, you're going to need to understand the laws, you need to understand the mores, you need to understand the customs and so forth, okay? And certain things that they'll put up with and certain things that they don't put up with. You want to do what you sought out to do. It probably doesn't hurt probably for you to sightsee a little bit, okay, and be respectful to people, okay? And let me end by saying this. I think a lot of the luster for American, where we used to get this red carpet treatment, I believe probably over the last, I don't know, like 5-6 years, with the deportation thing or whatever, a lot of that luster done went away. Okay, so it's one of the things that you really have to be careful and really be respectful of the people, and you can't come over there. People from America have, the tendency to do that. Okay, come to these different countries like they're running stuff. All right, because it's gonna get you hurt, it's gonna get you detained, it's gonna get you killed. Okay, so you want to try to be respectful to these people at all times and do what you got to do. They know who you are. They can tell if a person's not from there or probably from America. Okay, they can tell by the way you carry yourself. All right, but just the way that you move and all that. All right, and why there's other countries or whatever that assume that if you come from America that people have so much money. But I'll tell you one thing: President Vladimir Putin, that dude struck gold when he got hurt. All right. And another thing I wanted to say too, you have to look, if you are in a country if they are in like a state of like an emergency, or if they are in how can I say martial law or war, and if you get detained or if you become a prisoner of war, all right, then they even have harsher stipulations or penalties. Okay, they can lock you up, all right, in a predicament such as that, or if you're POV, you can get detained for the whole duration, to a minimum, the whole duration of that combat, okay, of the time, the time of that campaign, even longer, okay. We still have many prisoners over there, and we still have people in Afghanistan, okay, or in other countries, okay, to this day. All right, there's still people in Korea, okay? Some have stayed over there for years. John McCain, the senator, he passed away a few years ago. He was one of them that stayed over in Korea for a minute, okay? Or Vietnam, I'm sorry, for a minute. So these are things that you need to keep in mind when you travel, y'all, okay? And the way they have those custom laws for a reason, okay? It's a lot of like that alcohol and a lot of different different types of paraphernalia. All right, there's a lot stronger, all right, than it is here in America. There's a lot of stuff over there that Americans, they're just not. I'm just saying that are acclimated to. A lot of stuff that those drugs are so strong that they cannot deal with. Okay, they don't want a more serious epidemic. We already have enough problems with opium and so forth, and the other drug with fentanyl anyway. So let me know what you think about the video here. I'm going to get some coffee, and thank you for your time.